So it was really interesting that you started talking about judgments and the sword at some level it is a judgment tool. Like you are making a judgment with it. Um, I prefer if I could with the right programming and the right animations, my symbol would have a sheath sword because I don't want it to to be used the wrong way, right? So it's kind of like that thing of last resort. But at the end of the day, we still have to make those judgments, and it's also a symbol of empowerment and confidence. So you forge yourself through a bunch of these experiences, and you've made yourself into, and we'll call it a sword for right now. And what has been the most, I guess, if you could put it like up here, like what's been the most empowering moment you've had in your life so far?
Well, I mean, just I, I don't know if I could say that there's one. I mean, I think the realization that the kind of the real peacefulness that comes over you to say, I'm not in control of this thing. Whatever you believe God is, I don't. I can only order so many things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can only impact so many things, and that's okay. And I can't change an election. I can't even convince someone to maybe change their vote, or
Mm-hmm.
I can't stop the pain by myself. Or how you'll be when you see your child is born. It's like you'll do anything for that kid. I remember my daughter had a couple little mental health challenges, I guess you would say, just being, I don't know what girl that 15-year-old doesn't have them, or boy, or there's just so many challenges on those kids. And I think she's at one point, out of clarity, and you got years for this, teenager, don't worry about that right now. She just said, we said to her, we gladly give up our lives for you. Like, I think my wife said that, or I said that. It was just like a no. Of course you would. To me, it was just like, yeah, if it meant you. She was just doing one of those theoretical things. Well, what, if this happened to so and so, and she looked up at us. She was like, you would lose your life just so I could live. Like, we looked at her like, of course. Like, that could be like, where did you get that question?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think that that's just automatic. Like, if you saw your kid going through stuff, and I don't know. I hope she wasn't too surprised, but it was just like, look, if everything, went away, I was like, we would gladly give up our life for yours. Like, you're our child. I mean, it was just the easiest thing, but to kind of see a little bit of an astonishment, like, your life. I mean, that's a lot. Like, I mean, it's just, what's a life worth? It's kind of the impact you make on others. And, you're not bringing anything with you when you go. I just have this realization. There are times of clairvoyance and clarity where I'm like, that peacefulness. You're like, you know what? I think I'm in a good place. I think I've done the right thing. I think I've followed through in the right way. And I think if you can kind of keep that in some ways going, because life, I think, throws you many challenges. And if it hasn't yet, for some people who's listening, it will. But it's like, and who do you have around you can reach out to, who will be like, hey, I got something personal I need to share. Appreciate you being there for me professionally. I mean, really, it's been me and my close association with my clients that have done so much. It's, other people have friendships outside of work, but mine have been kind of built here. And that peace of mind, or those little moments that you should cherish, even taking time away and you're listening to a tune or something, you're like, maybe it brings you back to high school, maybe it brings you back to another time, and go, am I in a good place? Because I've talked to many, many people who are at their corporate jobs or in the military out, and said, are you in a good place now? I just don't feel like I am, and I have to change something. And sometimes I get to tell them, it's your job. Why don't we find a better, and not just a title and money, but a better environment for you? And I know, I know that that's I think that's what I would share. If you want to drive down to a couple specific examples, I got.